We did it. We got to 24 out of 24 videos. We got to the end of this mammoth undertaking. I was an idiot for suggesting this. You all said, just do it together, you know. Put defenders, midfielders, forwards. I should have listened to you. But I don't mind. It's been good fun going through the season, as I said in the last video. And it's finally the time of Sergio Aguero. What a better place to end than Aguero. And one of his best seasons in a Manchester City shirt. He was good, wasn't he, Sergio? It was a good season for him. I was looking at his stats here. He got 32 goals in 46 appearances, 10 assists as well, which is 42 goals and assists in 46 appearances, which is not bad, is it? Which means it's a goal or assist every 80 minutes. He's just essentially... He's a machine. He's a machine. His overall game has improved loads. 21 goals in the Premier League in 33 games. I mean, he could have scored more than that, if I'm being honest. I think there's a couple of moments where he was a little bit lax in front of goal every now and then. But he was still fantastic. That's still 28 goals and assists, though, in the Premier League in 33 games. He got 7 assists as well to go over his 21 goals. And he was largely very good. 6 goals in 7 games in Champions League. Though he did obviously have that one moment which really he'll root more than most. That missed penalty against Spurs was a real kick in the teeth. And you do feel like if that had gone in, maybe we'd be in the Champions League final. Congratulations to Liverpool, by the way. Through gritted teeth, had to say that. They were going to win something eventually, weren't they? But I go back to this video now. We could have been there, but, you know, sometimes this happens. As a result, he was absolutely stunning in the return game, the 4-3 at the Etihad. A heartbreaking game, but he was so good that day. Him alongside De Bruyne and Sterling, they all just ran their arse off that day. They were fantastic. He was very good. But it wasn't to be, of course. He had some fantastic games. His big game nature is something that I struggle to think how we're going to replace. I just don't know how we're going to replace that ability to just step up and just terrorise teams. He got a hat-trick against Arsenal, a hat-trick against Chelsea. That was like essentially inside a week. He worked his arse off against United in both games, scoring in the first game, the 3-1 win at the Etihad. He didn't score in the second one, but he was just so good that day, absolutely legging about everywhere. And I remember the one bit when he ran towards the crowd when he won a tackle in like the 70th minute, and we were 2-0 up at this point. He punched the air in delight, which said it all about his work rate and his ethic and how he's really up to that side of the game. Obviously, as I said earlier, his defining spell was the that 3-1 against Arsenal hat-trick and the 6-0 against Chelsea. Just fantastic performances. He got at one point there, let's have a look at that run of games from the Liverpool game on the 3rd of January. In how many appearances? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 goals and assists there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 appearances. He was on fire around January, absolutely banging the goals in, and he didn't really let up at all. He had a couple of games where he didn't score, you know, but that's natural. It's Sergio Aguero. His work rate and his general desire more than makes up for that. And as ever, once again, he was just so good in big games. Having said that, I still think he could be a bit better. He did miss 6 games from mid-November with an injury, which kind of slowed him down a little bit. He took a little bit of time to get his form back, as he always does. He got his Christmas break. He always gets that Christmas break, doesn't he, that winter break. But he was still very good throughout the season. His work rate, his desire, exceptional. I would have loved to see him score a few more goals in general towards the end. I think he would have could have been a little bit more crucial, but the game's got a little bit more niggly. He got a little bit tighter. I just would love to see him have a season where he breaks 35 goals for City. He hasn't done that yet, and I feel like he can get there. But as long as he keeps working at the level he's at, it's a fantastic season. I don't think he's had his 10 out of 10 season yet at Manchester City. I think he can get there, but this was still a very good 9 out of 10. A couple of moments he'll begrudge, including that penalty miss, but overall Aguero is a phenomenal striker, and I think this was another 9 out of 10 season for Sergio Aguero. He'll probably feel like he can do better once again, but he's 31 years old now, and I just don't know how we're going to replace someone that consistent. As I said in other videos, I don't think this was a season where any one player stood out perfectly. I don't think anyone had a season of their lives that they'll be like, oh, I ran this team to the final. I don't think any team had to do that. I think this was a collective effort where loads of people stepped in when the others had a slightly quieter day. We had brilliance throughout the team. And we rotated quite a bit in the end, which was probably necessary given the games we played, which probably didn't really give anyone the chance to be the standout because of the games, because of the rotation. But Aguero was still fantastic, and it's a season he'll rightfully remember. I don't know how we're going to replace him. Let me know, though, by the way, if you think that's a fair score in the comments below. But that brings to the end this 24-part series. I'm going to do, after this, I'm going to do a Guardiola review some point this week. I'm going to do an overall season review, looking at a few different things, a few different subjects, to bring an end to my big season review before we look into the summer nonsense in terms of transfers and all that kind of stuff, because it has to be done at some point, doesn't it? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this series in general. If you like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because there's be loads of videos going on throughout the summer. And thank you for all the support during this series. series. I know some people don't agree with all the scores, but that's the beauty of opinions. We're all entitled to our own views, and I've tried to be fair, because if I give everyone 10 out of 10, you're essentially saying they can't get better, and I think some of these players can get better. I think Guardiola would say the same, and I think context is really important throughout the season. But anyway, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching this 24-part series. Go and watch the rest of the videos, and I'll see you very soon.